Joining us now is David Franco. He's the director of the Exceptional Academy through the Living and Learning Engagement Center, which of course is a Share Detroit supported charity and nonprofit. David, thank you for being with us today.
Tyler, thank you for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So first off, tell us a little bit about the Exceptional Academy and the services that it provides to those that are being served by the Living and Learning Engagement Center.
Yeah, so the Exceptional Academy, just to clarify one misnomer, is that it's not a place. It's actually an advanced work skills training program provided by the Living and Learning Enrichment Center to area adults with disabilities. Currently, we focus on one curriculum focused on IT certification training with a focus in cybersecurity. We've been doing this for 3 years now, and the program is basically like a typical school year. It lasts from the fall until the summer. It's actually the first program of its kind in the state of Michigan when we started in 3 years ago, and it was only the second of its kind in the entire country at that time. There are more now, but like I said, we were only the second of its kind ever. So it's really a groundbreaking program.
Yeah, it's a great program. That's a partnership, of course, between the Living and Learning Engagement Center, also Cisco Networking Academy, Mitch Album's Say Detroit Play Center, and consulting support as well from Patrick Romzik, who was a retired Cisco executive and the program designer, of course. And we're talking with David Franco, the director of the Exceptional Academy, on the MegaCast. And as you said, this is a program that provides IT certification training for individuals that are affiliated with the Living and Learning Engagement Center. So what does this program consist of? How long does it last? And what are some of the educational experiences that go into helping these people gain this certification?
Yeah, so like I said, it lasts a typical school year. So we go from September until May, June. And it's basically a full-time program. We meet Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the way our day is structured is, from 9 a.m. to noon, we have, typical, just typical teaching. But we modify our approach. We use multiple formats. Our teacher won't just talk for the full 3 hours. He'll kind of mix it up. He'll do some live instruction, and he'll mix it up with like video, classroom discussion on the topic. He'll introduce lab work, but it's all modified to accommodate people with disabilities. And while we work with people with all disabilities, the most popular disability for our students is autism. And just to kind of put this in perspective, this curriculum is available all over the world. I mean, the Cisco Networking Academies are everywhere. This is one of the only ones, though, that's geared specifically towards people with disabilities. And to like I said, to put it in perspective, if you were to take this curriculum at a local college or university, they'll meet with their students about 4 to 6 hours a week. We meet with our students 30 hours a week. And what makes this successful is the fact that, like I said, in the mornings we do the typical instruction, and then the afternoons we reserve that for guided self-study. And so the students will study the material on their own, but the TA, there's a TA and the instructor that are available to answer any questions that they have. And in the afternoons, we also focus on one-on-one instruction and small group instruction. And so that's where we really drive the material home. That's where all the material is actually customized, because all of our students learn in different ways. That's what the autism spectrum is all about. And so our instructor has to be able to identify the different learning styles that each student is comfortable with, and that's how he works with them in the afternoons. And so that's what makes this a success, is that the customized approach, the fact that it's adapted in terms of being lengthened, and just spending more time on the material so that we can make sure that all the students are successful. I'd like to mention the fact that while the primary goal of the Academy is to provide this technology training to area adults with disabilities, the secondary goal is to raise awareness with area employers and help them become more disability friendly and able to and really understand the benefits of working with people with disabilities. And so we work with them by getting them as intimately involved with the program as possible. We have like guest speakers from various corporations. We'll have like site visits. Either they'll come to our classroom, or we'll go to their facility to see like their IT department and talk with their IT staff and learn about what it's like to work in technology, networking, and cybersecurity. So we do is whatever we can to get them involved and really engage with the students so that they can understand what they're capable of. So in that regard, it's very, very helpful, because we're helping all these companies really get a better understanding of working with people with disabilities.
Yeah, and these programs like this are also providing great opportunities for individuals with disabilities, and as you said, in particular, those with autism, to find long-standing careers that are in areas of their interest and areas of passion for them, that they're able to learn these skills and learn these proper techniques, build them into careers, and have a lot of success. Can you give us an example of a success story, or a couple of success stories from this effort, from the Exceptional Academy?
Yeah, most definitely. So, and before I get into the stories, the one thing to understand is that all of our students that come through the program, they either have never worked a day in their lives, or if they have worked, they've worked part-time jobs making at or near minimum wage. And so that's what we're starting with. And so, just to give you an example, in our first year, like I said, we're in our third year now, but in our first year, we had a student who was working as a janitor at Del Taco, and this is the type of job he probably would have had for the rest of his life. He came to the program, did very well, got his certification. We got him an internship with one of our partners, Plant Moran. And he was in that, and that was at the time of COVID. So unfortunately, that internship was supposed to be obviously in person, but because of COVID, it had to be done remotely. And so what happened was, it was supposed to be a 3-month internship, but because they couldn't devote as much time to it as they'd like, because it wasn't in person, they kept extending it. So 3 months became 6 months, 6 months became 9 months. So it was a really, a pretty long internship. And then after the internship was done, they brought him on, and he is now a full-time cybersecurity consultant for Plant Moran, one of the largest accounting firms in the country. And so, and actually just this fall, he became a published writer as well, because on Plant Moran's behalf, he published an article on corporate cybersecurity. So, the list of this gentleman's accomplishments just continues to grow. And so, it really changed his life. And just another example that I wanted to provide was we were working with somebody. It was a former vet, a disabled veteran. She had a physical disability, and it was really strange. I've heard her story many times because she's talked about it publicly. And this was somebody who, spent many years in the Army. She had a college degree, single mom, and she had multiple certifications. She didn't have our certification, but she had some lower level certifications. But for whatever reason, she was not able to get a job. And, she tried all these different avenues to get a job, and it just wasn't working. and she heard about the academy, came through just like the other person. You know, she got her certification. We got her an internship at Comerica Bank, one of our other partners, and same type of thing. They kept extending the internship because they wanted to give her the proper experience. And once the internship was done, she was hired on full time, and she is now a network engineer for Comerica. And it's interesting because just this past Veterans Day, she was featured on the local television news as, you know, a success story for a disabled veteran. So yeah, just these are the types of things that are happening. You know, it's this program is absolutely changing lives for the better. So, you know, really exciting stuff, and it's happening right here in Detroit.
And so, David, if people are interested in this program, either individuals or families are interested on behalf of a loved one, how can they get more information and maybe even sign up to be taking part in the Exceptional Academy?
There's they could either contact the Living and Learning Enrichment Center, and if you go to livingandlearningcenter.org, they can look up our phone number and they can call and express interest there. We have a Facebook page that's it's Exceptional Academy Northville, and there's ways for them to reach us there. Obviously, the Share Detroit website has our contact information. So there are multiple ways to reach us, and getting involved with the program just requires an intake. An intake is basically like a 20-30 minute call with me, just so I can get some background information and make sure that the student is qualified. We look for 10th grade reading and math, and of course a strong interest, if not a passion, for technology.
We're joined by David Franco, the director of the Exceptional Academy, joining us on the MegaCast. You can learn more information by visiting livingandlearningcenter.org/IT-academy. Again, livingandlearningcenter.org/IT-academy. And David, there are other ways that individuals, if they're not taking part in the program or they want to advocate for the program, there are other ways that they can provide support as well for Exceptional Academy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like for example, we have a mentorship program that we do. So we look for professionals in networking or cybersecurity who'd be willing to, talk with the student. It's basically dedicating about an hour per month, just in the way of like having a conversation with a student, either over the phone or over something like Zoom, any kind of video conference. But this could be done virtually. Like I said, just an hour a month could change somebody's life. But we look for things like that. We look for professionals in the industry that can maybe do some guest speaking. Anything on any kind of topic in networking or cybersecurity is helpful. Any kind of like demonstration, a cybersecurity or networking demonstration. An opportunity to see somebody's, a company's IT environment where we can, see their equipment and talk to the professionals and get an idea of what's involved in their day. These students are learning a concept that is somewhat abstract, and then if they're able to see it in a live environment, it starts to make more sense. So, visual learners, it's helpful for them to see it live. So yeah, there's all kinds of ways that people can help.
Well, David, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us and telling us all about Exceptional Academy.
Oh, thank you, Tyler. I appreciate it.